Good morning, guys. This is your boy Joshie. When you're watching this, it'll probably be Monday, so I want to say good morning in advance. And this is gonna be a start of a lot of new content you're gonna be seeing on our YouTube channel. So if you're watching right now, do us a favor, please like this video, subscribe to our channel as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. During the week, I'll be picking out select shows I want to preview and just open the floor for discussion on where things are at, and we can expand the community that we have here on the podcast at Hoots. So tonight's Monday Night Raw will be taking place in the Amalie Arena. I'm recording this on a Sunday afternoon, and I wanted to get you guys thoughts on what's going to happen with this show tonight. Now, for context here, this is not the last Raw before SummerSlam. We got one more week to go to. So they always say this is the penultimate episode, right? They always have these buzzwords from dirt sheets, right, when it comes to these particular episodes. And we're going to be taking a look at the preview that's been given by WWE.com. And as we go through this, I just want to let me know how you feel about how things are going on the Red brand. What matches are you excited for SummerSlam? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try my best to respond the best as I can once the video is published and everything. So let's get into this, all right? So here we are. We got Monday Night Raw tonight for the Amalie Arena. Big contract signing going on tonight with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor for their World Heavyweight Championship match. Let's see what they have to say here. Seth freaking Rollins and Finn Balor will meet to make their World Heavyweight Championship match at SummerSlam official on Monday Night Raw. The Judgment Day has set their sights on Rollins in the World Heavyweight title for weeks, but the Visionary has remained one step ahead for now. What will happen when Rollins and Balor put pen to paper live on Monday Night Raw? When it comes to Seth and Finn, the backstage segment that they had on Raw last year, I thought was very good. I think when it comes to the serious parts of this feud, they've addressed the right beats. Bringing up the history of these guys, 7 years in the making. I'm glad this time we could just enjoy the match with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor instead of Marks ruining the entire match, spending their focus 90% of it on the color of a freaking prop. So we could just sit back, enjoy a good grudge match for the World Championship. And I've been enjoying the feud. It's been going long, but you've been more times than not, especially in WWE, been rewarded for longer time feuds, and these guys have been feuding for about a couple months now. So a lot of things are still up the air. Where things stand with Finn and Priest, with Priest still holding the briefcase. That carrot is still going to be dangling around even until we get to Ford Field in Detroit for SummerSlam. What's going to happen? We know these contract signings can go in many different directions. Does this kick off the show? Does this be the main event of the show? I'm kind of curious to see where this segment will be placed on tonight's show. And I think that, Finn's been getting the advantage of Seth Rollins. Rollins attacked Finn during the main event last week during the tag title match with Judgment Day, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn, which was a very good match too. I'm very curious to see where things go tonight, but, two things can happen. Finn Balor can lay down Rollins again, or is there a situation where Finn almost hits Damian Priest and we start getting that tension again? Where things lie between Finn Balor and JD McDonough, we haven't really heard a lot from what's going on between those two guys. It's gonna be SummerSlam is gonna be very big for the Judgment Day, and I'm very excited to see how this contract signing goes down. But let's continue on here. Now we're back here. Logan Paul will be appearing tonight on Raw. Logan Paul and Ricochet will intensify their rivalry when Paul returns to Raw to confront the one and only. This past week, Ricochet demanded that Paul show up to Raw so that he could damage the social media megastar where it hurts the most, his ego. That same night, Paul accepted Ricochet's invitation. What will happen when the two enigmatic superstars meet again? So we're getting a little brief descriptions and preludes of what could happen tonight between a lot of different segments on the show. Obviously, this is a match a lot of people have been looking for since these first two touched at the Royal Rumble. That double springboard cross body spot that went viral. We know what happened at Money in the Bank. I really liked the whole thing where they shot backstage with them fighting with each other. it was kind of interesting when they had their first promo segment. Logan Paul, not bad. Ricochet kind of made Logan Paul's point. You know, you are the guy that just gets the reaction off what you do and not what your actions are or what you say. Like, you have nice moves, but what else is there? They have the saying in wrestling, like, man, this guy got the character, he's got the look, he's got all the potential in the world that you want in a performer and a superstar, and then and then the bell ring, and the guy can't wrestle for shit, But in this case, could wrestle to the cows come home. Got the look, good body, talented, versatile in the ring. Can work with anybody on the roster. A good person. No qualms about Ricochet, right? When it comes to in-ring stuff. But then words come out of his mouth into a microphone. This could be a big night for Ricochet. Either we get a chance we can see Ricochet own Logan Paul on the microphone, or we could assume already that these two are going to fight each other at SummerSlam. For one, I think it would be a fun match. If that's how you want to kick off the show in Ford Field, I would not have a problem with that. But for you guys, are you interested? Do you want to see these guys fight each other at SummerSlam? What do you think Ricochet can do tonight to really affect Logan Paul's psyche or ego? Because that's where the attention is with the promo that he cut last week. It's this could be a put up and shut up time for Ricochet for sure. But let's continue on here. Next point here they have here is Becky Lynch will be fighting Zoe Stark to get to Trish Stratus. Last week, Becky Lynch fought Zoe Stark in a one-on-one match, but due to WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus interfering, the man lost the match, giving Stark a huge victory. On Miz TV, the man demanded another opportunity at the WWE Hall of Famer, the superstar she lost to at Night of Champions. Trish Stratus refused before Lynch persuaded the duo for a rematch with Stark. Next week, Lynch will face Stark in a rematch in which a victory would give the man a second chance at facing Trish Stratus. Can Lynch take out Stark on her way to Trish Stratus? Now, these two had a pretty solid match a couple of weeks ago, and Zoe Stark did end up beating Becky Lynch, but as things have gone on, and I've seen some of the stuff on Twitter where people are kind of over this feud, I've enjoyed it for the most part. For a couple of different reasons, but more specifically, I've just been enjoying the action. I think Trish Stratus has conducted herself very well since this run of her coming back before WrestleMania. I think her promos have been good, but I think Trish and Becky kind of fall into where things are with wrestling fans these days, where they have ADD, and they've been having some very long talking segments like the Miz TV segment last week or other promo exchanges. Have they all been home runs? No, but I wouldn't say this is a feud that I'm sick of or it hasn't done any benefits for either performer. I don't believe that's the case. Becky is in a dicey situation where she carries herself like a tweener, where you can't really tell whether she's a good person or not. She talks like her shit don't stink most of the time. That's kind of the aura of what made her the man going into WrestleMania 35. And then now she's the baby face. And then you got Trish Stratus, who I think in many ways has been an underrated heel for many parts of her career. And now, these two have been fighting a lot. And I think we'll find a way. I am kind of curious to see where they go with this particular match for SummerSlam, because I do think Becky Lynch will get the opportunity. But what is it? Is it going to be a cage match? Is it an I Quit match? What's going to necessitate having the match at SummerSlam outside of just revenge? So, again, tonight, this should be a good match. Zoe Stark always brings it in the ring, and it should be interesting to see how things go with Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus tonight. By the way, for those who are watching this, like I said, I'm recording this on a Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow night, I'll be bringing back Universal Chatter, and I'll be doing a live stream of Monday Night Raw. It's going to be a lot of fun. So come in here. Like I said, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the live stream or any videos we drop here on the Hoots Podcast. And we're going to have some fun tonight. So let's continue on here with the final point here in the stream is Drew McIntyre stands face-to-face No, we got a couple more here, actually. We'll do a combo platter with this. Drew McIntyre stands face to face with Intercontinental Champion Gunther after defeating Matt Riddle without his Imperial cohorts at ringside. Intercontinental Champion Gunther issued a stark warning to the Scottish Warrior. Next week, Drew McIntyre returns to stand toe to toe with the ring general. Will McIntyre accept Gunther's challenge? And then here with Tommaso Ciampa and Bronson Reed, it says here Tommaso Ciampa looks for retribution against Bronson Reed. Recently returned Tommaso Ciampa has had a hard time making friends on the Red brand as he was facing off against his former friend The Miz in a no disqualification match. He was bombarded by the Auszilla, who made sure Ciampa lost the match. The next week, with Bronson facing off against Shinsuke Nakamura, Ciampa attacked Reed during the match, causing Nakamura to lose by disqualification. This angered the King of Strong Style, who attacked Ciampa after the match. Ciampa will try to gain retribution as he takes on Reed. Can Ciampa put the big Aussie brute? Can he put down the big Aussie brute? This is going to be a good match. Here lies a couple of scenarios here. Obviously, tensions were up there with Shinsuke Nakamura. He kind of snapped after the match, and that Byron Saxton saying, "I'm tired of people sticking their nose into my business." Does he get involved in this match? He's had a lot of run-ins with Bronson Reed recently. I kind of liked what a lot of what's been going on with Bronson Reed and Tommaso Ciampa over the last couple of months since they've been getting more TV time and since Ciampa returned to TV. 1 second. As I say that, do we get a decisive winner in this match? I don't think so. I think there could be something where The Miz interferes on behalf of Bronson Reed, just paying him back for what happened in the no disqualification match. But also, there's been a lot of scuttlebutt, rumor, innuendo, right? Are we ever going to see the return of DIY as a tag team? You want to do it? Why not do it tonight? I don't know what the status is of Johnny Gargano. I really try my best to stay out of the loop when it comes to the wrestling rumors and stuff like that. It's just not my deal. But if you want to have the DIY reunion, why not do it tonight? So I can see maybe The Miz costing Ciampa the match, or maybe some type of disqualification where these guys are just brawling all over at ringside. Then, Miz and Bronson are double teaming Ciampa. Out comes Johnny Gargano. Place goes crazy, and you get your little DIY reunion. So, a lot of things to look forward to tonight with Monday Night Raw. What's next for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Their trajectory towards SummerSlam has been kind of interesting. They've had title matches. They're on TV every week. The match that they had last week with Priest and Dominic Mysterio, I thought was very good. But are they going to be at SummerSlam? What's going to happen with the tag team champions? This could be very interesting because do they find a way again where they have to fight Baldy and Ludwig Kaiser? Do they have to fight the Imperial guys? Where do these go with those guys? What happens with Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez coming off the heels of what happened last week where her and Liv Morgan lost the women's tag team titles to Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. A lot of questions up the air, but that's why we watch wrestling, right? So come hang out with me tomorrow night for WWE Universal Chatter as we do a live stream of the July 24th edition of Monday Night Raw. And the last point that we got to talk about is Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. Last week, Brock Lesnar just absolutely mollywopped Cody Rhodes right in front of his mom. They were in Atlanta, GA. Stevie Wonder called that attack happening. And this is another feud where people are like, "Oh, I'm so tired of this. Oh, this is doing nothing for Cody. Cody's losing momentum, blah, 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 blah." And when I see that, I'm like, are we watching the same show? Are we listening to the same crowd? Why do we allow Twitter to dictate what's over or not in professional wrestling? That's my question to you guys. Because every day I go and I see these tweets, I hear some of these shows, and they're like, man, this Brock Lesnar feud is doing next to nothing for Cody Rhodes. It's derailing his momentum. It's bad booking. It's bad booking. And all in all, they've had 2 barn burners at Backlash and Night of Champions. And the crowds still are red hot for Cody Rhodes regardless of the city he's at. And Brock Lesnar is getting genuine heat from the crowd, so I don't necessarily understand what the disconnect here is. I get it. If you want to bring up the why Brock Lesnar is attacking Cody Rhodes angle, I can understand it to a certain extent, but we are talking about Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar can do whatever the fuck we want, but whatever he wants. But at the same time, you got to think about this too. Where do things lie with him and Paul Heyman? Go back to what Cody said to Roman before WrestleMania. After WrestleMania, your wise man will go back to being an advocate. So I called this for the podcast a couple weeks ago. It'd be kind of interesting to see if Cody has another face-to-face promo segment with Paul Heyman tonight, much to the surprise of everybody. If not, maybe Brock Lesnar says it himself that he got paid off to go after Cody Rhodes. I don't know if Brock is advertised for tonight's show, but I know they said that Cody would respond to Brock Lesnar's attack. Because we got tonight's Raw, and then we got next week's Raw in Houston, Texas, to figure out where things are going to go with these guys before SummerSlam. So Cody Rhodes is the man. I'm also very excited to go see his documentary on Peacock, which is being released next week. I'm very excited for that. And I'm excited for Raw. Raw's been picking up some momentum. It's not the greatest show all the time. It's a struggle to do 3 hours every week, but I feel like the shows have been good. Maybe we could switch up the commentary sooner or later. But besides that, I think the angles have been good. I think other people on the roster have been given some time to blossom and do their own thing, kind of like the Alpha Academy and the Viking Raiders feud. That's been very entertaining. You wouldn't think about it if you saw it on paper, but Alpha Academy is consistently one of the best parts of Monday Night Raw every single week. So I am curious to see what happens tonight on Raw. Zoe Stark and Becky Lynch should be a good match. Same thing with Tommaso Ciampa and Bronson Reed. And I am very excited to see what happens with Drew McIntyre and Gunther. Man, you just put these guys in the ring and just let the fucking bell ring. That's the story that they need. This is the Intercontinental Champion. Gunther is very close to becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. Does Drew McIntyre get in the way of that? Their face-to-face segment tonight should be very interesting because Gunther cut a very good promo after his match with Riddle last week. So I think we're in store for some fireworks tonight in Tampa Bay. So like I said, come check out Universal Chatter tonight as you're watching this, and come hang out with me. We can talk and react to the show as it happens. And as always, make sure to follow me on Twitter at The Hoots Podcast. Like this video. Subscribe to our channel. Let's run the road to 1,000 subscribers. Let me know in the comment section down below, what are you excited for tonight's Monday Night Raw. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.